Radicals Part 3, removing variables with powers from the square root. Hack number 1. Here's a variable hack. X to the power of 2 equals x. But why does this hack work and the other hacks that we're going to go through work easily? Well, these hacks that we're going to be learning today will help us understand the connection between variables and numbers and how variables would make it easier to replace numbers, and then in the end when you're doing like this number equation, 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 4, you can understand it easily with this variable hack. Let's show an actual example using 4 to show why variables are easier than doing all this, but we're still going to go over it. Of course, we have the square root of 4 to the power of 2, which equals square root 4 times 4, which equals square root 16. Square root 16 is equal to 4 because 4 to the power of 2 equals 16. So that is why 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 4. It's a major hack. It's very good to use in mathematics and it'll help you a lot. Example 2. Here we have another expression, the square root of x to the power of 3. The square root of x to the power of 3 is equal to square root of x to the power of 2 times x. Now, remember when we went over x to the power of 2 and how when it's inside the square root, it turns into x. So x to the power of 2, we're just focusing on this right now. It'll turn into x and it'll go on the outside. But since this does not have a power of 2, it stays inside the radical. Let's use 3 this time. 3 to the power of 3 is equal to the square root of 3 times 3 times 3, which equals square root 27. Square root 27 can then be extended into square root 9 times 3. 9 is a perfect square of 3 to the power of 2. So that means 9 would turn into 3 from the outside, and 3 would stay inside the radical. Now this 9 would turn into a 3, and this 3 would stay inside the radical. If x would equal 3, then x to the power of x would equal 3 to the power of 3. Imagine if we swap the x's to 3's. You should always swap the x's to whatever number your problem has. A square root number to the power of whatever number this is. We will be going up here until the powers of 5, so stay tuned. Stay with us. Example 3. Here we have another expression. The square root of x to the power of 4 equals x to the power of 2. Now this might be surprising, but let's explain it. Let's split x to the power of 4 into two different square roots, x to the power of 2 and x to the power of 2. But we're not adding a plus or a minus sign. They're going to multiply against each other. So it's going to be x times x, which equals x to the power of 2. Now let's try it with 2. The square root of 2 to the power of 4 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which equals square root 16. Square root 16 is equal to 4, and if we extend that as a exponential form, then we get 2 to the power of 2. This shows why 2 to the power of 4 is equal to 2 to the power of 2, and we know this difference between x to the power of 4 equals x to the power of 2 when you take that away from the radical. Now we have this challenge expression, square root of 2 to the power of 5. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals the square root of 32. 2 times 2 equals 4 times another 2 equals 8 times another 2 equals 16 times another 2 equals 32. So we extend that square root to a square root of 16 times 2. Now 16 is a common square of 4, so we're going to change that 16 into 4. and leave that 2 inside the radical. How this would relate to x? It would be easier with x, because x to the power of 5 equals x to the power of 4 times x. And like we showed earlier, x to the power of 4 inside the radical is equal to x to the power of 2 outside the radical. And we leave that same x that is alone inside that radical home. So, are they the same? Yes. If x equals 2, then x to the power of 2 with the square root of x equals 4 to the power of 2. 4 square root 2. As you see here, we can use all these variables to make it easier for us when we use this challenge expression. And it is an easy hack to use with variables, and this is what the importance of algebra is. When you just switch numbers and radicals to radicals with variables, it's just incredible what hacks algebra has. Now we are at the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, go to the algebra playlist. We have 3 other videos waiting for you guys, and we'll have more coming up soon. See you next time.